I'm going to make a video series on depression. I'm going to make a few videos. The first one, this one, I'm just going to talk about a time I felt depressed when I was around 18. And then I'll talk about another time a little bit later on, maybe 28 or so. I felt depressed also. And just talk about my experience of depression, what it feels like from the inside for me, what it felt like. And then I want to make a video as well on what worked for me in getting out of it in both cases. So yeah, to start with, when I was 18, I became quite depressed. It started with just really struggling at uni and working a lot of hours late at night. I was working for a pizza place at the time and doing, closed shifts, so 1, 2 in the morning, and studying and going out with mates and drinking and partying and really burning the candle at both ends. And I think just really struggled to figure out who I was and what I wanted in life. And I didn't handle it well. I wanted to do well at uni, but I also wanted to party a lot, socialize a lot, and couldn't really reconcile the two at the time. And ended up pulling out of uni. I sort of scraped through in the semester I was in and started the next semester studying, but wasn't doing well, wasn't going to a lot of tutorials and lectures and stuff. Ended up pulling out, withdrawing, and then deferring uni, and fell into a depression for about 2 years, I'd say, at least, where I was really sad, really withdrawn, really isolated. I remember mates, inviting me out to go to bars and clubs and things, and just saying no and wanting to say no often enough that they wouldn't invite me anymore. That was my hope, that I didn't get invited anymore, because I didn't want to go out. I wanted to be at home alone in my room in a safe little cocoon where nothing could hurt me. And that was my way of coping at the time, was just to not see anyone, not do anything. And I thought that in time that would heal me, that would make me feel okay again. And so it was a really hard time. Because I dropped out of uni, I ended up doing a bunch of different jobs. Like, I worked at a bar for a while, I worked at a McDonald's, I worked at a few different places, just exploring different, just putting myself in different situations and seeing what came out of it. But in the end, I decided to go back to uni and finish my degree. I was doing a double degree, engineering commerce, and I pulled out of the engineering and just finished the commerce. And I'm glad I did that. But for those 2 or 3 years where the depression was really intense, I had such a strong filter over the world. I'm not sure that anyone really could have reached me, and I didn't want to be reached. My dad tried to get me to go and see a counsellor or a therapist, and I just refused. I refused because I was scared. I'd never seen a counsellor before, and I didn't know what that would be like, and I didn't know what that experience would be, so I just said no, because it was easier to say no. And so, isolation and withdrawal was my strategy, and that's how I got through it. And it's hard when you're depressed, when you're in that hole and that strong filter over the world is there. It's really, really hard. It's really hard to see through it and to see your way out of it. And anyway, I'll talk in another video about what worked for me, but I just wanted to sort of go back there and talk about my experience of depression and how difficult it was for me, because it was really difficult. And maybe you can relate. Maybe there's something in my story that you can resonate with. All right, I hope to see you in the next video.